Hello guys, welcome to another video. In this video, I'm going to show you how we can run PostgreSQL database inside Windows Docker container. So PostgreSQL is a powerful open source object relational database system. It has more than 15 years of active development and a proven architecture that has earned it a strong reputation for reliability and data integrity. So this database runs on all major operating systems, including Linux, Unix, and Windows. So first we'll go through the Docker file, and then we'll try to build a image from this Docker file. Once the image is created, we'll try to run a container. And inside the container, so the database is going to up and run. Once the container is up and running, we'll try to connect to that database, which is running inside the Windows Docker container from a client tool called pgadmin from your host operating system. All right, so let's try to go line by line in this Docker file. So because we have a little bit advanced instructions in this Docker file. So as you can see, the first instruction is the from instruction. We are taking a base image is LDSC 2019. And the next instruction is the run instruction. Inside the Docker container, I'm creating a custom folder to store the database. So the folder name is C PGSQL PostgreSQL 12 data. And I'm copying a PowerShell script from my host operating system to inside the Docker container. And we are going to see this PowerShell script, what it is doing later. And we are executing a shell instruction in this. And in this shell instruction, we are executing a PowerShell command. So this command is representing like error action preference. If any first error got while building this image, that action is to stop. And progress preference. If the image is continuously execute in a silently continue manner. So once this setting is done, then we are downloading the PostgreSQL exe file from the internet to inside the Docker container. And this is the URL from this URL. And the latest version is 12.2.2. And from this URL, I'm just downloading the .exe file. And that file will be stored inside the Docker container with this name. Okay, PostgreSQL-installer.exe. So once we download the .exe file, and one more tool that we are downloading, that is called Service Monitor. And for that, this is the URL. And we are saving this .exe file inside the Docker container with this name. Basically, this Service Monitor will be used to monitor a particular service inside a Windows operating system. Okay, and then we are executing a shell script. Sorry, not shell script, shell instruction. And then we are exposing a port called 5432. So this is the default port for PostgreSQL database. And then finally, we are running a CMD instruction. So in the CMD instruction, we are executing this PGSQL PowerShell script. So previously, we are just copying, right, with this copy command. Okay, let's go back to the PowerShell script, and then we'll try to observe what it is doing. So we have three sections over here. In the first section, we are installing the database. So in the Docker file, we are just downloading the binary, the .exe file for the PostgreSQL database, right? So using the .exe file with this start process command, we are installing silently inside the Windows Docker container using this command, start process, and the file path is $install file. So the file is, this is the file, the .exe file what we downloaded, and we are executing that. And we are passing some arguments list. So what is the arguments? So try to install unattended mode. That means execute in the background, and -- prefix. So the prefix is this one. So we are just creating a directories and a data directory for the PostgreSQL database. Here you can see the data directory. At this location, the database data will be stored at this location. And also we are assigning a password to the database by providing this super password is the password. I'm taking very simple password, and then pass through and hyphen byte. So this particular process will wait unless until the execution of the .exe file completes. Okay, once that is done, the next section is we are setting some environment variables which is related to the PostgreSQL database. And we are providing a path where the binary files are stored for this PostgreSQL database, and what is the data directory, and what is the PG password. Once that is done, finally, we are monitoring the PostgreSQL service. So this is the service name inside the Docker container. So how we are getting these informations? So this is the service name, and these are all the data directories, and this is the data directory, this is the bin directory and all. So we'll try to understand this information by installing the PostgreSQL database manually. So for that, I have downloaded PostgreSQL database 12.2 version, the .exe file. Let me try to open this. We are not going to install, but we'll try to see what are all the options that we need to provide while we are creating the Docker image. Okay, once you click on this .exe file, it will try to open a window. This is basically a GUI fashion to install any software. So click on next, and then see it is asking for the install directory. So the basic install directory is C program files PostgreSQL 12. So with this option, I got to know I'm just creating a folder for this. I'm just creating a custom directory, and go to next. And these are all the components that is installing. Click on next, and see this is the data directory. All right, so we need to have the install directory, and we need to provide the data directory, and then click on next, and then we need to assign a password, super password. Then click on next, and we need to specify the port number. By default it is 5432. Click on next, and locally, so we don't need to specify, we can go with the default option. Click next. See, once I provided all the information, it is providing some information, right? The following settings will be used for the installation. So as you can see, the database service, so this is the service which will be run inside the Docker container. So I just copied this service name, and then I pasted inside this script. With the service monitor, I'm just monitoring this service is up and running or not. So this is how you can get all the information if you want to install any softwares inside the Windows, right? So just download the .exe file or the MSI file, and then try to find out, so what are all the options that we need to provide to install the particular software. Gather all the information, and then make a command, and then try to execute inside the Docker container. That's it. This is how we can gather the information. And then I'm not going to install this because we are creating this Docker container. All right, so let's go to the terminal, PowerShell terminal, and now we'll try to build this image. I'm going to C drive, inside Docker stuff, and inside we have a folder called PostgreSQL, and here we have the required files, the Docker file and the pgsql.powershell script. So to build this image, let's see what are all the images that are available. Docker images, there are no images. So how many containers are running? Docker ps-a, there are no containers are running, right? So let's try to build this image. So what is the command to build, guys? So docker build -t, just try to assign a tag to this name, my-pgsql. I'm just providing a simple name to the image and the Docker file at this location. So this particular command will try to create the Docker image, and it will take a lot of time. So I'll pause the video here. Once it is completed, I'll come back. All right, so the image build creation is completed. Here you can see we got the successful message. Then check Docker images. There you go, the image is built just now, 31 seconds ago. Now we need to create a container from this image. So before creating this, so to store the database data, I want to mount my host operating system path inside the Docker container using the volumes concept. So for that, I'll utilize the same location. Here I'll try to create a folder, pg_data, right? So here you can see, so pg data just now created, and I want to run a container, docker run -it, and then I want to provide a name to this, win_pgsql_container, and I want to specify host name to this, Windows pgsql container, and then port 5432 is the default port, and I'm mapping the same port of host operating system, and I want to mount my host operating system path inside the Docker container, and this is C docker -stuff. At this we have PostgreSQL inside pg_data, and this is the host operating system path, and this path I want to mount inside the Docker container at C pgsql. At this location I want to mount to store the data persistently, and the image name is my_pgsql. So this is the image name. Let's execute this. So first it will try to install the pgsql. So a process is created. You can see the process name is pg PostgreSQL-installer. So once the installer is completed, then it will try to initialize the data inside it, and then it will try to start the PostgreSQL database. So whether it is working or not, we'll try to understand. So we just mounted our host operating system path inside the Docker container, right? So let's go to the same location, C program, not for program files, Docker stuff, PostgreSQL, and inside pg data, this is the directory that we have created. It's just an empty directory, right? So here you can see. So the Docker container is utilizing this path, and it is storing the data inside it. All right, so it will take time to 5 to 10 minutes. So I'll pause the video here. Once it is completed, I'll come back. So the database service is started. So once the Docker container is created, you can see this message, service, and the service name started. And once that is completed, here you can see the complete folder structure, which is related to PostgreSQL. So that is stored inside our host operating system path. So once the container is up and running, we need to connect to this database, right? So we can connect to the database by connecting into the Docker container, and we can try to connect to the database. That is one way. Another way is from your host operating system using any client, you can also connect. So we'll try to follow the second method. So okay, for that, let me open, first of all, we need to install the client software, that is pgadmin4. For that, I'll try to use Choco package manager to install the client library, client software. So Choco install pg admin 4. So this with this command you can able to install the pgadmin 4. I have already installed, and so that's the reason it is asking to it is throwing warning, right? So here you can see in order to reinstall, so we can use this option. So here you can see the message, warning message, pgadmin 4 already installed. So if you want to reinstall, then we can use ---- force option. Let me do this. So press Y to answer all. It is downloading the package, and then it will try to install. So it is installed. So let's try to open the client tool by searching with pgadmin. So pgadmin 4 is already installed. It's a desktop application. Let's try to open it. To launch in a web browser, and it will try to ask you for the password. Okay, so this is the client tool to communicate with the PostgreSQL database. So do you remember if you go to the Docker file, and we have PowerShell script, right? So in the PowerShell script, we just mentioned the super password is the password. So whatever the password you just assigned to the server, the same password you need to use to communicate with the database. So here I'm just providing password is the password, and then click on OK. So if the password is correct, then only it will try to authenticate. If the password is not correct, then it will try to throw you some errors. So there you go. So we just connected to the server. Let's try to connect to the database. And once you've done that, so click on this servers and right click and create a server. So here you need to mention a name for this, pg session docker. We'll put like this, and then go to the connection. So the host is, we just map the container 5432 port to the host operating system. So that's the reason we can utilize the local host over here. Localhost, the port number is 5432. So by default, inside the database, Postgre database will be created, Postgres database will be created, and by default username also Postgres. And we can use the password, the super password, to connect to this database, and click on save. If you provide all the details correct, then unable to connect to server. Yeah, okay. So the database is running inside the Docker container, but we need to open the connection to connect from the outside, from the Docker container. So that's the reason we need to modify a configuration inside the database. So just go to the database, and the database data is stored inside this location, right? So I'm just going to there, and inside the data folder, so you can find pg_hba.config. This configuration file you need to open. Let's try to open this, open with the Visual Studio Code editor. So this is the configuration file. In this configuration file, we need to specify, we need to make allow the connections. Here you can see, as of now, IPv4 connections are allowed to to the Docker container itself. If we want to allow from outside, so we need to make a line here. All, and then let's try to specify open from anywhere, or else you can whitelist your IP address over here to make sure you just give access to only to the specific address, MD5. So this is the line that you have to add, and then save this file. So come back to the browser and then click on OK, and then try to connect one more time. There you go. We just connected to the database. Here you can see the database details. So how many users are there? How many databases are there? As of now, only one database is there. So this is how we can try to we can try to connect to the database which is running inside the Docker container from your host operating system using a client software. So that's it for this video. I'll see you in the next video with the concept called Gitty.